Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this session. It's a pleasure to have you all. We know you are all busy and you have decided to take time from your busy schedule to come and join us in this presentation. So quickly, I'll just take you through. The main reason why you're here is because of these four issues. Number one, we have the seminar presentation, and then we'll give you a chance to ask questions. Of course, then we will give you some small questionnaire to fill. Very simple, not very complicated. And then, of course, as is part of our culture, it is always good to shake hands and maybe give you something as a token of appreciation. So, we'll quickly go to the seminar presentation. And the main question is, I'm sure you're all asking yourselves, why the seminar? Why are you all here? I'll explain to you why. You're here mainly for two reasons. Number one, to know Honda. And number two, we want to make a business proposal to you. So, let's begin. So who are we? I'm sure you all know Honda, but who exactly are we? So we'll just take you through a very short video for you to understand who we are. So having watched the video, I'm sure most of you always know Honda as a company that makes motorcycles. You've seen so many Hondas around here. You also know Honda in terms of cars. I'm sure you've seen the Honda Fit, Honda CR-V. And power products. I know this is not very familiar to you because it's snow and we don't have snow in Kenya. But I'm sure you've seen the Honda water pumps, you've seen the Honda generators. So you all know about some of these products. But did you know that Honda also makes aeroplanes? If you did not know, then I want you to know now. And that tells you that we are a company that is full of technology and we are always ahead. I don't mean this in a bad way, but have you ever heard of Bajaj aeroplane or TVS aeroplane? I am sure not. So that tells you how far ahead we are in terms of technology. And one thing that we have always said again and again, and I'm sure you have seen in some of our reflective vests, we are world #1 motorcycle brand. Now I'll explain to you just very simply. In the world, we have more than 300 different motorcycle brands. We have some from Japan, we have others from China, we have others from Europe. We have more than 300. But the interesting thing is, for every 3 bikes that are sold in the world, 1 is a Honda bike. For every 3, as you can see here. So if today 3 bikes have been sold in the world, 1 is a Honda, out of more than 300 brands that we have. So that is why we are a world #1 motorcycle brand. And we have factories everywhere in the world, in all the continents. Now, one other thing about Honda that you may not know is that we have so many model lineups. We are also the world's leading in model lineup. We have motorcycles from 50cc all the way to 1800cc. So that goes to show you how big and how diverse we are. Now, there's one thing I want to tell you. Did you know that we have always been world's #1 motorcycle brand for more than 50 years? I am sure you don't know. But one thing is, why have we been world's #1 motorcycle brand for more than 50 years? It's because of the what? Quality. Quality is what makes people trust a brand, and that is why Honda has been trusted for the last 50 years. Now, you are all here, and you all have different motorcycle brands. Some of you have the same motorcycle brand, and you have your different reasons for buying your motorcycle brand. Some like the very loud exhaust sound. Some have been buying because of low fuel consumption. Some have been buying because it's powerful. You like powerful engine, powerful bike. So you have so many reasons why you've been buying your motorcycle brand. But the strange thing is, we have people who have the same motorcycle. Maybe you have a Bajaj 100, the next person has Bajaj 100, the other person has Bajaj 100. But your reasons for buying your bike are different. You bought it for a different reason, you bought it for a different reason, you bought it for a different reason. But there's one thing that we must all agree, is that in as much as you all bought your bike for a different reason, the main reason why you are in that Bodaboda business, the main reason why you bought your bike is because of what? Money. Pesa. Is that right? I am sure that's the reason why you are in Bodaboda business and you bought your bike. Now, I want you to know one thing today. The main reason why you're in Bodaboda is to make what? Money. And anything that is about making money is a business. It's only in businesses where people want to make money. So if you didn't know today, please know that you're a businessman. And in the same way, somebody is in the office trying to make money. Please note that this is actually your office. You may not have a desk, you may not have a computer or anything, but this is your office. So please note that. The same way this person in the office is making money is the same way at the end of the day you're also doing what? Making money. So please remember, you're a businessman. And like in any business, from the biggest business to the smallest, I think the biggest business in Kenya we have is Safaricom in terms of making money. Safaricom is the biggest company we have. And we also have the small people, the lady who is selling tomatoes and onions, she's also in business. And why is she there in business? To make money. Why is Safaricom there in business? To make money. The same way, you are also in business. And you're in business to do what? To create and generate money. At the end of the day, you want to have 2,000. It is better for you to have 3,000. But it's about what? Creating and generating money. So, for any business to be successful, you must do what? Maximize profit. Money has to come in. And in your Bodaboda business, maximum profit comes from as many rides as possible. Because the more rides you make, the more money comes in. But at the same time, you must have minimum expenses. And for you to minimize your expense actually in the Bodaboda business is about repair and fuel consumption and maintenance. The less the repair, the more the money. The more the repair, the less the money. So for you to have a good balance, you have to maximize your profit, many rides, minimize your expenses, less repair, less fuel, less maintenance. And for you to make that money, you have three things have to happen. Number one, it has to be certain. You must be sure that I am going to make money today. Number two, it has to be stable, no gaps. And I'll explain this. You have your customer, you're riding. And then at some point, the fuel gets finished. You have to tell the customer, please get out, let me go and look for fuel. You're riding your bike, something happens, there's no power. You cannot ride the bike. You have to stop and tell the customer, sorry, let me go and repair my bike. And you have to return the money. So it has to be stable. And it has to be continuous. You have to have this bike and 1 year from now, I'll still be making money from this bike. So if you have these three, then definitely you will have a successful, profitable business. And for you to achieve these three, we have a solution. And the only solution that you can use to get those three is what? Ace110. This is what we propose to you as a business. Now, you may ask yourself, why Ace110? Now, there's one thing that I had explained earlier. For you to have a successful business, you have to maximize your profit. You have to minimize your expenses. Now, Ace110 has those qualities. Now, if you look at these three, this triangle here, these three here are about reducing your expenses, reducing your cost. Affordable price. When you buy something at an affordable price, you save money. When you have low maintenance cost, you save money. When you have low running cost, you save money. Now I'll explain the difference between this. Running cost is a daily expense, fuel especially. This is about fuel. Maintenance cost is a periodical expense. Maintenance cost is about repairs, taking your bike for repairs. So if you can minimize your cost, and comfortable ride means customers will always want you. They come to your stage, they see so many bikes, you are the one they want. It means you will have more rides. So this is about making money, this is about reducing expense. And this is what Ace110 is about. That is why we want to make sure that this is what we propose to you. I'll give you an example just before I move. We have Uber. You all know about Uber. Have you ever seen an Uber with a Toyota Fielder? Let's not even go far. Have you ever seen an Uber with which are some of the popular cars? There's the Toyota Premium. You will never see. Ubers are just about the small cars, the Honda Fit. We have the small Toyotas, I think Toyota Vitz. Why is it that so? Anyone can actually take their big car and use it for Uber. But Uber uses small cars. There's the small Suzuki car. Why are they used for Uber? Because of what? Expenses. You need to minimize your expenses in terms of low running cost and low maintenance cost and an affordable price. And that way, you will do what? You will get as many customers as possible. So it's the same concept with Bodaboda. Some of you want very powerful bikes, but what you don't understand is that you're actually using your business to help the fuel station make more money. So be wise, make money by yourself. Now, it's always good to do a comparison test so that you know exactly what we're talking about. Now, I'll do a comparison test with some of the closest competitors that we have, and I'll give you an example. Now, first of all, instead of starting up, I want to start down. Our bike is 89,900. The closest competitor we have sells theirs for 92,940. So, when you buy the bike, first of all, you've saved 2,500. There are so many things you can use this money for. Now, I now want to look at 1 year running cost. This was cost here, the last one was immediate. That was a 1 day, one-time cost. Now, our bike, normally the oil that we use, runs for 4,000 kilometers. Now, how many times do you guys change your oil? We have asked so many people, you change it twice in a month. Which oil do you buy? Most of you have actually said they buy Shell Advance. It retails for 400 shillings. How many times do you change it? Twice. So it means in a year, you change it 24 times. 2 times in a month, times 12 months, 24. You end up using 9,600. For Honda, we only use 6,000 because you change it once, times 12. So already you've saved 3,600. There's the labor for oil. When you go to change your oil, you have to pay 50 bob. We only pay 50 bob once. You pay it twice. So you end up paying 600 shillings more at the end of the year. And we have so many other expenses. We have changing some of the parts. You end up saving. And then there's this one issue here that I want to explain. Now, when you take your bike for service, you usually use maybe around 1 to 2 hours, right? Now, those 1 to 2 hours, you could actually be working, but you're not working. Your bike is stationary. It means you're actually losing money when you take your bike for repair. Now for Honda, we only lose that money once in a month. You lose that money twice in a month. So it means if averagely you make 200 shillings for that lost time, it means at the end of the year you will have lost 2,400. This is the minimum. Some people lose as much as 5 to 10,000. Now one thing I've also not indicated here is the fuel that you use per day. Now fuel, you notice that you will be saving 100 or 200 shillings per day for the same distance. Now, if you save around 200 shillings per day, for 30 days, you've already saved 6,000 shillings. That's 1 month. Multiply that for a whole year. So you end up, this is the minimum that you will save. But if you include other costs, like fuel, which is a daily expense, you will end up saving almost the cost of a new bike. Remember what I told you. You are what? In business. And you're in business to do what? Make money. So look at it that way. And I will say this again. A lot of you people have been asking Honda, where's your 150? Where's your 150cc? 150cc is very powerful. If you're going from point A to point B, you will reach there 3 minutes before me. I will reach there 3 minutes after you, but I will have made more money than you. So think of it that way. So, normally when you buy the bikes, you will want to sell it after 1 or 2 years, maybe 3 years. This is another thing that you need to also consider. Why is Probox very popular? Why are some cars very popular in Kenya? Because people say that I will buy it, and after 5 years, I will probably sell it for almost the same price. So it will be easier for me to buy a new one. The same goes with the Bodaboda business. Why buy a bike? And then after 6 months, the cost is almost zero. Why? Buy a bike that even after 2 years, if you take good care of it, you will get almost 80-70% of the value. Now we did some survey in OLX. I'm sure you all know of OLX. So we checked the sales of motorcycles as second-hand. And we came to realize that this is Honda and this is a competitor, our nearest competitor. When the bike is bought, this is the price of the bikes, and this is the duration. For example, this is when it is still new. This is the value after 1 year, the value after 2 years, after 3 years, and so on. So we realized that once you buy the bike, as time goes by, as you use the bike, the value goes down for all the bikes. But we realized that with the Honda, yes, the value is going down, but at a much lower rate. Our competitors, the value go down at a much faster rate. So already after 2 years, our bike is more valuable. It means you can sell it at a more expensive price. The more you have it, the more the other bikes lose value. So it means when you sell our bike after 3 years, after 4 years, you gain more. So which brings me to one question. If the usage, you save more using the bike, and you gain more selling the bike, from a business point of view, which motorcycle is best for business? Of course. Which one is best for business?
Honda.
Ace110. Honda Ace110. Look at it from a business point of view. And I'll tell you one thing. You will not all be in Bodaboda business throughout your lives. At some point, you grow old, you want to go into other businesses. Now, if you end up saving in a year, first of all, we talked about the 12,000 minimum that you had saved. We had not talked about the 6,000 potentially that you can save on fuel, which if you multiply by 1 year is almost over 70,000. you can use that money to do so many things. It can improve your life. You can end up buying more bikes. You can use it a bit for holiday. Nowadays, holiday is actually very affordable. You can use it for other investments. You can build houses, affordable houses, and rent them out. So use your bike, use the Bodaboda to do what? Improve your life. And Ace will actually help you. Ace110 will help you to do what? To improve your life. Now, I also want to show you that there's always a Honda dealer near you. Always a Honda dealer near you. Don't be afraid that I will not get the parts, I will not get the service. There's always a Honda dealer near you, and this is the dealer network. Now, in this dealer network, I've not included some of the Juakali mechanics that we have already trained and equipped. I have not included some of the small spare parts shops that we are getting our genuine parts. You will know them by the signs. You just go and see Honda Authorized Parts Shop, Honda Authorized Service Center. I have not included those. Those are so many that they cannot fit. But there's always a Honda dealer near you. There's always Honda spare parts near you. There's always a Honda service near you. Thank you very much for your time. So now, please feel free to ask me any question. Thank you.